Welcome back to Tansy Academy. In this particular video, we'll be talking about Facebook-like application. This is project number 6 in a total of 8 projects in our SQL training course. A student can take any project that he is comfortable with. And then let's break down our discussion in this video into 3 parts. First part, I'll be discussing about the business functionality that you will be targeting to code or the day-to-day business operations in this Facebook-like application. And then in part 2, we'll be discussing about what will be your role as a database developer, what will be your database tasks like assignments within the project that you have to accomplish to finish this project. In part 3, we'll discuss overall about the project, how you are going to handle multiple projects, or how you're going to start the project, how you're going to submit your assignments, who is going to review, how you're going to get feedback. So all those things will be discussed in part 3. So let's begin with the part 2. Part 1, to get some business requirements for this Facebook application. And again, this Facebook application is like an ocean. We are not going to code for all the functionalities because it's very huge, and it's not possible for a single developer or a student to accomplish this in 1 or 2 weeks. So we have chosen few important aspects of this Facebook-like application so that a student can finish coding in a week or 2. And again, as this is SQL training course, you will be doing only the database task, not like front end and API coding in Python. Okay, so that we'll be discussing anyhow in part 2. So here the main objective is to build a database system to manage a social media application covering user interaction, posts, subscriptions, and events. So we can break this the bigger application into a smaller pieces that are called software modules, and this is a standard practice wherever anyone undertakes any software project. They break down into software modules so that it can be easily handled, designed, coded, and deployed. So the first module is about user and friend management. User is like whoever signs up for Facebook, and let's say I'm signing up for the Facebook. I have my own friends list, so that will be maintained in the module 1 called user and friend management module. In the module 2, we manage posts, comments, and reactions from a given user or your friends. In the module 3, we'll be dealing with the messaging system. It's like email, like you can message between yourself and your friends. That will be handling in module 3. Module 4 will be dealing with events and advertisements, and then module 5 will be dealing with subscription and payment tracking. Final module will be discussing about audit log for system integrity. When I say these modules, we are managing post comments. So this is, see, in a database world, you have to create tables, you have to insert. If you want to manage a post, you will be creating a post, you will be inserting data into a table to mimic the post, and you will be updating the same post to say you are getting few comments or reactions. So all this is done using a database tasks, using DDL, DML, DQL commands. Okay, and then if I can have a little bit more discussion on these modules. In the user and friend management module, you will be tracking user details including personal information and subscription types. See, this user means a Facebook user, like whoever is signing up for the Facebook. See, when I say Facebook application, it is Facebook like social application. You can give any name. Okay, you will also manage user connections and friendship statuses in this user and friend module. In the post, comments, and reaction module, it stores user generated posts and associated comments. Tracks user reaction. So let's say a user 1 has posted a topic or a message, or like whatever it is, you have posted it on Facebook, and then you will get the comments from your friends against this post, and then you might get reactions against the comments. Okay, so that's what is all maintained in the module 2. In the messaging module, it's like messages, private messages between users, including sender and receiver detail. It's just like your Gmail, but it's like within this Facebook application, you can send messages to the friends that you are connected with, and they can reply back. So we'll store all that communication in the messaging module. In the events and advertisement module, you will track user created events. User can create events including schedules and participants. and then it stores advertisement posted on pages. See, user can create a page against an event, and then Facebook can host advertisements on that page. So that's what is maintained in this module. In the subscription and payment module, manages user subscriptions, subscription types, and payments. Definitely there are free subscription, and also you can have paid premium subscription in Facebook like application. In audit logging module, it logs system activities for auditing and monitoring purpose. This is a very high level of how data will flow in this application. So here at the center you have user and the post. User will create post, okay, and then user will have some sort of subscription and he will make payment for the subscription, okay. And then user will have a group or his friends. He'll be having his list of friends, and then he'll be messaging with his friends. And then when a user make a post, public post, he will get comments and reactions to this post. He can also publish a page, okay. So this is a high level how data flows. And then let's look at the data model for this project. So in this data model, I'll be talking about tables and columns. I hope by this time you know what a database, table, column, and what a data type means. In our training course, we have 100 topics or 100 lessons that have been covered in detail during regular daily Zoom classes, okay. So let's start with user. Again, user is like someone who signed up, like me and you. We are trying to sign up for a Facebook. That's what we meant by the user here, okay. So we store his details, and then he can post his articles, and then for his post he will get comments and reactions. So we'll be storing the comments here and reactions here. Post will be stored in post table, okay. And then user can subscribe to a subscription, like you can go with free subscription or a paid subscription. If it is a paid subscription, you need to track the payments in subscription payment. See, definitely this is not like the real software, but we have designed it to mimic the core functionalities, so that you get the experience of how to handling payments or how to handle the subscriptions, okay. In real world, maybe this Facebook like application, you might have more than 100 tables or even 1,000 tables, right? But we have chosen the table count to be less than 20, so that you as a SQL trainer can accomplish this project in 1 or 2 weeks, okay. And then a user can publish a page, and then there can be advertisements on this page, and the page can be linked to an event here, okay. And then user can have friends. He can have multiple friends. So the way we have linked this table is user ID, this is like myself, and then friend user ID, these are my friends. So if you are talking about a separate user like yourself, your user ID will be stored in the user ID column, and your friends user IDs will be stored in this friend user ID column. This might be a little bit confusion, because these two columns are derived from the same primary key user ID user table, okay. Let's go further, and I'll be discussing in detail about each table. This bold one is the database table that you will be creating as a as assignment. I think chapter 5 assignment, you'll be creating those tables. So the user table stores user details, including personal information, login credentials, and subscription type. See, in real, the user table might not store the login credential. It might be a separate table. So we have simplified the scope as well as simplified the data model and tables and relationship. The friend table tracks friendships and their current statuses between users. The post table stores user generated content shared on the platform. The comment tracks comments made against a post. The reaction stores reactions on posts and comments. The message manages private messages between users, including sender and receiver details. The event track events created by users, including schedules and hosts. The advertisement table stores advertisement posted on user pages. The page table tracks pages created by users. And then a subscription type table define the subscription plans, including validity and activity status. User subscription table tracks individual user subscriptions. Subscription payment records payment made by the users for their subscriptions. Audit logs log system actions for monitoring and compliance purposes. Continuing further with our discussion, let's compare the projects that you will be doing as part of your SQL training with the real world projects. As explained before, real world projects typically consist of 500 to 1000 database tables to manage complex business operations. This is the case when you talk about your banking project or your food delivery app. And then it's developed in real world. It's the software is developed and maintained by teams of 100 plus IT professionals working for several years, and it involves raw large scale coordination across multiple domain system and stakeholders. But our SQL training projects at Tansy Academy, it has a reduced scope, designed with under 20 tables to cover core business operations. And it is a focused learning, includes essential database concepts, ensuring comprehensive coverage of real world scenarios. And most important is it's tailored for students to complete each project within 1 to 2 weeks, aligning with their learning pace. So it's you might have guessed now, it's not possible for one person to complete the project similar to the real world project where there are 500 to 1000 tables. It cannot be done by individual. You need a team of 100 plus people to perform such large scale projects. And key takeaway from this discussion is these training projects will cover all SQL skills that are commonly asked during interviews, and it will make it easier for you to crack SQL related job interviews. Completing all 8 projects equips you with SQL expertise equivalent to or exceeding 1 plus year of real world experience. And this is true. Let's say that you targeted to do the first project with some help, and then in the second project you will try to be more independent, and in third project you are 100% independent, and in the fourth project your confidence level will go up. So by the time you complete all 8 projects, I would say completing 8 projects experience is equal to someone working for 1 plus year in a real world project. Okay. And then we have about 100 lessons in our SQL training course, and we cover these lessons in detail during our regular Zoom classes. And apart from covering those 100 topics in regular Zoom classes, I will be taking up one of the 8 projects, and I will be completing all the assignments, and I will show you how to code the project end to end on a given database platform during our regular Zoom classes. And this includes designing the database, writing queries, implementing end to end functionalities. And after I complete each assignment under a project, I will be sharing the code for you so that you can use that project. See, you will be having video recording, you will also have the code for that project. Then using these two resources, you will have to implement the SQL skill set for the project that you are doing independently. Individual projects use the share logic techniques and structure to complete your individual projects independently. Okay, this ensures hand-on learning while building confidence in applying SQL skills. And most important thing is this question comes up like, okay, so our training supports 4 different database platforms: MySQL, Postgres, Oracle, and MS SQL Server. So you can choose any of the platform for your project. We will support you, we will review your project on any of these platforms. Okay. And the key point is, let's say if you want to challenge yourself, why don't you take up one project per database platform, so that you will gain broader SQL experience, and you will have more confidence when you go and sit in an interview. It's up to you. See, again, it's all about the time. If you have time, you can do try to crack one project each in one of these in all of these DB platforms. If you don't have time, you pick a platform and complete your project in there. And other thought process is, if you are targeting for a specific job in a specific database platform, let's say that you feel that there are more openings for Postgres, then take up the project on Postgres. Do first project and second project or third project as time permits on this single platform only. Okay. SQL projects for beginner: project completion plan. ideally aim to complete 2 projects. See, anyhow I'll be doing 1 project during the regular Zoom classes, and you will be doing your first project. Definitely you might need some guidance when you are doing your first project, but you need to go for the second project and try to do it independently. Even when you are in the second project, if you are requiring some guidance, then you have to go to third project, and you have to go to fourth, fifth, until you reach a point where you can independently complete the project end to end. Okay, important note: choose one project and complete all 7 assignments for that project. Here I need to exit the full screen and show you our website. So I would prefer to go to the projects using this header link, SQL projects. So these are our 8 projects. Okay, and under each project we have 7 assignments. So what I'm trying to say is, if you have chosen a project here, try to complete all the assignments from here. Don't jump around. Like, let's say that you are doing a DDL assignment as part of company management, and then you are doing DML as part of student management. That will be very hard, because when you are doing a DDL assignment, you need the tables. You will be creating the tables, and you will use the same tables in DML assignment, and again you will be using the same data to write your DQL select statements, and you will use the same table, same data to write the queries for your dashboard. So let's say I'm going to click this. So I will be going to the individual lesson here, and here see, let's say this is chapter 7. Chapter 7 has 4 assignments. Okay, so the first one is for company management, and then if you click this second one, it will be for a different project. So don't get confused with this. Follow the links provided in the SQL projects. Okay, this approach will ensure a deep understanding of a chosen domain while progressively mastering SQL skills. Moving on, SQL project assignments. As I showed you, each project will have 7 assignments. Okay, let's go through these assignments in detail. So let me pick up a project. So I can pick this project. So the DDL assignment, if you click this, you will have questions. See, mostly we have already designed the tables for you, because this designing is done by a data modeler or a data architect, which will be at a much higher senior level. So we have given the table structure and definitions and data types for you. All you have to do is you have to come up with the SQL statement to create these tables. Okay, so this is your 5th assignment, where you will be creating your tables. You have to answer all the questions here, and then moving forward in the chapter 3, you have to create about 15 to 20 tables. You will have 15 to 20 questions in your, sorry, this is chapter 5. See, chapter 3 is just to introduce you to the concept of tables, rows and columns. So this won't be used in your assignments down the road in your project. This is for you to get the taste of what a table is, how to name a table, how to have columns. You might, so this is like a rough work for you to get your hands on to the tables and columns before you enter the your real project. Okay, so your real project starts with the DDL assignment chapter 5. You'll be creating tables and columns here, and then after you do that, then your second assignment will be DML. So here you will be using the same tables you created in chapter 5 assignment, and then here you will be inserting data, you will be updating data, and then you will be using complex SQL queries, like using upset concept. You will be updating the tables using joins. You will be deleting records. You will also delete using a join. You will be truncating. So you will perform all these operations on the tables that were created in chapter 5. So chapter 6 is your DML, and then moving forward, so DML, how many you have? About 20 questions in DML. In DQL, this is where you will be writing about 150 queries against the same tables and same data that you created in chapter 5 and 6. So this is your chapter 7 DQL assignment 1. So in chapter 7 you will be doing 2 assignments. This will be the first assignment. So I made sure that you will be working on most of the commands that we will be covering extensively in our Zoom class. So this turns out to be about you will be end up writing about 150 SQL queries to complete this assignment. So after this assignment, again in the chapter 7, you have a dashboard reporting assignment, where this will be like about less than 10 queries. So key part is this key visual, writing the queries for the key visuals. Let me take here. So this is the chapter 7 DQL assignment for company management system. Most importantly, you have to write queries to fetch data for such reports. So this is very important. And then, as I said, this will have about less than 20 queries to be written. So use this questions here to answer, to come up with their queries. Most importantly, you have to use this dashboard mockup for you to understand how to frame your query. And then moving forward, the final project is, or you will have another project, data model assignment. Here you will be using a tool, data modeling tool, to draw the data model. So it's like we have seen this in the previous slides. Let me just I'll show you an example. So you need to come up with a diagram like this in your chapter 8 assignment. Okay, so let me see, where are we? Yeah, so we covered chapter 6, chapter 7, and then finally chapter 10 is very important assignment. Here you will be coding complex stored procedures as part of chapter 10. This will be the last assignment. You'll be coding stored procedures. These are the questions for your stored procedures, and then you will be writing database views, you will be writing database functions, and you will be writing database triggers. So anyhow, as I said, I will be doing all this in live class for one project, and you can use that as a base to do the same on your project. Okay, and other thing is, we have given mockups in the chapter 10. If you are, say, let's say you are taking a banking application, then in the chapter 10 of the banking application you have markup screens. So you can use these screens to understand your project better, how to query, how to make sure that the output of your results are matching to the desired formats. Okay, so every project has a markup. I recommend you guys go through that markup. Okay, and then moving forward, and how to submit your assignments. Okay, yeah, so we covered this, and then you will be submitting your assignments so that your mentor or project guide will review and give the feedback. So the way you submit is and the project will be marked completed only after successful approval from your mentor guide. Okay, create a new Google Drive folder in your Google login and name it accordingly as per the recommendations. This will be the link where you can go, and you need to have a Gmail ID for this, and then you create a Google Drive folder. Okay, and I'll be showing you in our regular Zoom class how to do this. Share your Google Drive folder. After you create the folder, you have to share it with the email of your mentor or guide, and then you have to upload your files into this Google Drive folder. Okay, key points is assignment not adhering to naming or folder standards may delay the review process. So this will be your Google Drive folder name. You need to mention your name and your batch ID, and then this will be the individual files, like this is for the chapter 5 assignment, this is for chapter 6 assignment. So if you are doing a project on MySQL, use the keyword MySQL in the file name. If you are doing it on Postgres, use Postgres as keyword, and then this bank is the name of the project. If you are doing company, you say chapter 5 DDL Postgres company.sql. So use this, and I will be see, if once you join our course, you will be getting raw files. So I'll be sharing the raw files for one of the application to you, so that you can also go into the files and see how you write your queries, answers, selects, inserts, updates, so that it will be easy for us to review. Okay, and then in chapter 10, if you are writing a stored procedure, we recommend to create one file for each stored procedure, and then one file for each trigger, and then one file for each database view, and then one file for each function you end up writing. And then, like we have covered this in chapter 2, like a software architecture. Let's say that you are doing a food delivery app, right? So the end-to-end food delivery app, when it's published on the internet, it will have a front end, it will have a back end logic, and it will have a database logic. So the project that you will be doing, the assignments that you will be doing, will be part of this database layer. You won't be doing front end or back end, because this course is about database developer. So what you do will fit in at this layer, TB layer. So you'll be creating database tables, objects, and publish it to the database, and that will be your task as a database developer. Okay, so this is what presentation layer, business layer, data layer, stores, managers, and retrieves application data, and you will be working on this particular part of the software architecture. Okay, write SQL projects. Where SQL projects fits in, we discussed it. SQL project focuses on the data layer, the foundation of a software system. The tasks include, you'll be designing database schema, managing data storage and retrieval. Chapter 5, 6, and 7 assignments. You will be optimizing the data access in chapter 10 using stored procedures and views, and you will also ensure that data integrity and security is maintained. All will happen at this level. Your work in SQL projects directly supports the backend layer of by enabling efficient data handling for business operations. And then if you talk about the software development lifecycle, you should know, the work you are doing, the assignments you are doing, where do they fit in the real world. As we discussed in chapter 2, there are about 6 to 7 phases in SDLC, software development lifecycle. So what you do, right, it fits at system design and implementation. So that means, so there will be some design part where you the senior people will design the data model here, and then in this phase 4 implementation part, there will be developers coding the front end, developers coding the back end logic, and then you will also be involved here as a database developer to write your stored procedures or query or to do report developing in the stage 4. Okay, and then you will also support testing if there are any bugs found in your database tables or queries or stored procedures. You will be notified at this stage, and then you will have to go and fix those errors. And then you will be involved when the see, you'll be writing your database programs here, logic or codes here, code blocks here. They need to be deployed to the production. So you will be involved in step 4, writing the code, in step 5 when it's tested if there are errors, and you will also be involved when your code will be pushed to the production. Okay, and then if you talk about the roles in the SDLC, right, so in the planning phase, you will be dealing with business analyst, product owner, who will define the business requirements. In the design phase, you will be dealing with solution architect and data architect. Data architect is a person with about 5 to 10 years of experience. So you being the beginner, there will be a data architect on your team, and there will be a data modeler. And in the implementation phase, the IT roles will be like front-end developer, back-end developer. So this is where you fit in terms of the IT roles related to this software development lifecycle. So you'll be working as a database developer or a report developer, and then you won't be involving in testing phase, where QA engineers and database testers will be doing the testing. And in the deployment phase, the roles related to the database will be database administrator. But I want to make sure that this course does not cover the database administration topics or a stream. This course is aimed at you becoming a database developer or report developer at the stage 4 of the SDLC. So these are all different roles involved in completing a software project. And as I have already showed you, we have dashboard markups and website markups. So I recommend you guys to use this. So this is what I meant by markups. This is the website markup. Let's say you are working on a banking. So in general, this is how the screens will be developed, and the customers using the banking mobile app or web app, they will be seeing the data in this format on the web app or mobile app. Okay, so I recommend you use this so that you understand how your data is being used by the end customer. And as I told, this is the dashboard reports. You have to use these mockups too. And then these why these mockups are important. Like, it clarify the data inputs, outputs, and relationship required. You will see how your data will be formatted, what is required. You can also see when user is logging in, what are the input fields. If you are writing a stored procedure to validate a login, you will see what is coming in from the website and how you are going to use that to say that a login is correct or wrong. And then it enhance workflow understanding. It can be also used as a communication tool between business people and the software development people, so that there are no misalignment or misunderstanding of the requirements. Your mentor at Tansy. Every student will be assigned a dedicated mentor guide. Each student is assigned a mentor to support their learning journey. So what will be the mentor doing? Assignment review and approval. He will be reviewing your assignments, and he or she will review and approve the assignments, and he will also guide you in your first project, help students understand the project requirements in depth, answer any questions related to database design queries and workflows. And apart from that, he or she will conduct a mock interviews at end of your project to see if you are ready to crack the real world interviews. Key benefit, personalized mentorship ensures students are job ready and confident in their SQL skills, so that you don't get stuck with your projects, or let's say you have some issue with the group by or some SQL commands, you can take help from your mentor. And finally, what is the outcome of this entire SQL training course at Tansy Academy? So you will gain key skills gained is proficiency in designing and managing relational databases. You will get hands-on experience during your projects for SQL, data definition language, data manipulation language, and data query language. And also you get experience on advanced topics like database views, triggers, and database store procedures. You will know how to connect the business requirements and how to convert those business requirements into SQL code. And the practical experience front, you will completion of a real world SQL projects covering multiple domains. You have opportunity of doing 8 projects at Tansy Academy. So depending on time, you can get experience on various domains in the sense, you'll be doing a company management software, you'll be working on a banking software, you'll be working like on a social media app like Facebook app, you'll be working on a food delivery app. So it's up to you which domain you want to choose, pick and choose. Exposed to database development and query optimization. So you'll be writing a lot of queries. Maybe you'll be writing about 500 plus queries to complete your project. Career readiness, once you do the projects, if you're not confident after project 1, complete the project 2. Even after you are not confident in project 2, after project 2, go for project 3. But you go to a point where you are job ready and you are confident enough to tackle SQL interview questions through mock-up interview sessions that we conduct, and expertise to apply for roles like database developer, data analyst, and SQL programmer. At the end, once you successfully complete your project and your project is approved by your project guide, then you will be receiving a SQL certification validating your skills and project completion. So if anyone has any doubt beyond this detailed explanation of the project, you can contact us on social@tansyacademy.com, or you can go and fill up a contact form at our website tansyacademy.com.